Hello and welcome to Atheism versus Logic. I'm going to post a link to a video that I want you to watch. It's under 10 minutes, and it really shows us how unlikely one functional protein would come about by natural processes over time, by amino acids just linking themselves together. And they choose a very small a very small protein made up of only 150 amino acids, where the average, what I'm hearing is the average protein contains 300 amino acids. Now go from a 150 character password to a 300 character password is huge, right? That's way more complicated to figure out and crack the code. And then, I'm reading that ribosomes are made up of over 7,000 amino acids. So it's just ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous to think that life could come about by natural processes. When you need amino acids to arrange themselves, over 7,000 of them in the very specific sequence. You can't have any right-handed amino acids in there because only left-handed amino acids are used to produce protein. So if you get one right-handed amino acid, it doesn't work. If you get one of those amino acids wrong, it doesn't work. If you get one more amino acid or one less amino acid, it doesn't work. Apparently it has to be a peptide bond, and there's non-peptide bonds, which I believe is a non-covalent bond that it could mess up the whole thing. So, and you need ribosomes for life. So it's just amazing. Watch this video, and then they make the great point. So number one, it's very unlikely. It is improbable. It is impossible for amino acids to arrange themselves into a functioning protein. And even if that happened, there's around 300 proteins in a living cell, the most simple form of life we have here. And even that's not enough. You need RNA, you need DNA, you need the plasma membrane, and then all this stuff has to work together. And think about the time that it would take for these things to come about by chance. And they would have to come about at the same time, right? Because of course things get broken down. The UV rays can break things down. They would have to come about by the same time in the same space, in this microscopic membrane. Isn't that crazy? So life kills atheism. If you are trying to help other people not be atheists, you just study life and you show them life. You show them how a simple bacteria functions, all the different things. You've got to study protein. You've got to study DNA and RNA and the plasma membrane. If you study life, you will not be an atheist unless you're just so dedicated to atheism that you're more dedicated to atheism than you are to math and science. And that's what I'm finding is that people, their dedication is more to atheism than to science. They cherry pick science and math to promote their atheism or to hold on to their atheism. It's it's sad, but it's like someone carrying around a dead loved one. They just can't accept that they're dead, and so they just carry around this dead loved one and pretend like they're alive. And that's what I see in atheism, is that, atheism's dead, right? Life kills atheism. When you study proteins and amino acids, when you study the parts of the most simplest form of life, atheism is dead. There is no way. I would say there is no way that one functional protein would form in this universe and find itself in a membrane, let alone 300 proteins necessary for life, RNA, DNA, and these things have to work. They work together, right? Take out a part. If you believe that there's a simpler form of life, then show us what part could you take out and this thing would still function. I keep hearing people say, well, there's these, reproducing molecules, the big deal. That's not life. That's nothing close to life. And so what you'll see that atheists do is they take a part of life, and most people don't know, right? Most people are uneducated about the functions and how a simple form of life works. It's not simple at all. It's crazy complex. And they'll take one little part and they'll say, well, see, look, this is reproducing it's multiplying and it's inside of a membrane. Bam, we got life. That'll get us to life. And use your imagination and they take advantage of people's lack of understanding of science. And so I'm really just trying to educate people with science on life, because life kills atheism. So if you want to help people around you to not be atheist, you've got to show them this stuff. You've got to show them, how complex life is. They have to understand that, and that's hard because not everybody wants to, and so many people are just in love with their atheism. That is their blankie, and they don't want you to take that from them. So and you have to be okay with that. A lot of times I'll just end conversations by saying, look, if you believe this happened, you have amazing faith. You have amazing faith that one protein would form, let alone all of them that are necessary for life and everything else at the same time in the same little microscopic membrane. So just be okay with letting people make their own decisions. Let people live in denial. There's flat earthers. You can only talk to a flat earther so much and give them so much evidence and try to reason with them. But if people want to believe something, they'll believe it. So anyway, life kills atheism. May you watch this video and may it just strengthen your faith that there is a creator. And if you don't want to believe in a creator, well, God has given you the ability to reason yourself out of believing the obvious. So have fun with that. And I hope you wake up. I hope you come to your senses, and I hope you choose science over atheism.